Hi guys, Shane here from WW2 Airsoft, and today we show you another of my favourite, one of the most recognisable guns from World War II. Machine Pistol 40, aka the MP40. They made about 1.1 million copies of this gun between the years of 1940 and 1945, and actually featured in many conflicts after the war and was even used by the Viet Cong in the Vietnam War. This is a really fantastic copy made by AGM. Without further ado, let's have a look inside the box. So it comes in a pretty plain, standard brown box that you come to expect with a gun of this kind of price range. So without further ado, let's get inside because that's pretty boring. So, inside the box you've got manual, which gives a bit of an idea. There's some good bits of English and other bits that are not so good. Such as, for example, inspect weather in stores that are arriving. I've got no idea what that's supposed to mean. Any thoughts or questions about that, just let me know, but no idea myself. Onwards from that, you've got a second bit of a manual with some anime, if that's what you're into, and a target as well. Move on from that kind of stuff, here's the gun. I imagine when this comes from the factory, this is probably all fully sealed, but when I got it from the wholesale, it was already cut, and I think it's because I tested the gun prior to me buying it. I'd have tested it anyway, so that's not the end of the world. Inside the box, you've got a 50 round mid-cap, which I like the fact it's a mid-cap, because most guns you get, as standard, come with a really annoying high cap, and if you're like me, I'm not a big fan of high caps, to be honest, so the fact it's a mid-cap as standard, I think is a really good positive. Speed loader for said mid-cap, and you've also got a cheap 2-pin battery charger. I'd probably chuck that in the bin when you get it, to be honest with you, because it won't be that good. Moving on from that, you've got the gun, and I actually think this is a really nice looking MP40. Now, I know it doesn't have the baker light that you'd expect one of these to have if it were real or a close or exact sort of replica. I did originally order the Bakelite one, but unfortunately didn't have in stock, so I've just got the black one at the moment. But either way, I still think it's a great looking gun. I'll put the mag in as well so we can complete that picture. Mag goes in with that BB hole, let's call it. I'm sure there's a better term for that, facing the rear. So that goes in there, and it's really smooth. It's a really smooth operation, so it doesn't actually get stuck or jammed in. It literally goes straight in, nice and easy, in and out. So it's not going to get you killed in game because it's a nice, smooth, fluid operation. What else do you want to know about this gun? So you've got your hop up here, and it goes back to increase the hop up, which kind of threw me because I'm used to sliding hops going forward, I think, to just hop positively. But I don't use a lot of guns that have a sliding hop. But to be fair, when I tested it, it did get quite a good range out of the hop, so I was quite impressed with that. So your hop's there. It's not sprung loaded. That literally just slides. That's all it does. It's quite secure, so it's not going to slide back easily in game. Your stock, when you want to extend it, make sure you press that. So don't try to extend it by pressing the button, because that locks it in and out of place, like so. When you close it, in fact leave that open for the time being, it's slightly easier. You've got your sling loops there at the rear, you've got another sling loop there built in at the front. They feel pretty sturdy, so I'd be pretty confident in those being good enough to hold it on a sling. You've got your iron sights there at the rear, and you've got your iron sight there at the front. You've also got your fire selector there. There isn't actually a dedicated safety on this gun. You've literally just got the option of semi or auto. To be honest, not sure which, by looking at it without testing which one's which, but that's your fire selector. If you did want a safety, it has got something I've never ever seen before in an airsoft gun, which is an on and off switch, which is pretty funky. So you can literally have it on and off, which is just random, but I suppose it's a form of a safety. But I've literally never seen that before. I don't know if you have. If you have, put it in the comments, I'll be curious. To put a battery in, it's a bit interesting. It's not an awful design, but I think it would take a bit of getting used to. It took me a couple of minutes and looking at the manual to try and figure it out. So to get the battery in and out, this little sort of wheel here, you just pull, and that, just that, and you slide off the upper receiver. Put that down. Then back here, you've got the gearbox obviously at the front. Back here, you've got obviously your mini Tamiya and a fair amount of space there for a decent battery, to be honest. I reckon you could get 2,200 or 2,500 sort of black block style LiPo in there, to be honest. There's a lot of space. So good bit of space there. And then put it all back together. Make sure this bit here slides. There's a bit of an arc to this, so that has to be tucked in there. In fact, I'll show you a better way of doing this. When you're not using it with a battery, just tuck that down into there. Be careful it's not pinching the sides. You don't want to trap the wires and short out the gun, because that would be rubbish. So that goes there. You just guide that in, just nice and slowly. Take your time. Don't rush it. Now you get that. Pull it down. Just nice and gently, like that. And then that. Eventually, there's a bit of wiggling around here. It's not the easiest, I'm not going to lie to you. There you go. There you are. And that's locked in. But once your battery's in, it's in, isn't it? So hopefully you've only got to do that, you know, twice in the day. Put it in at the start of the day, take it out at the end, obviously. So, or just turn it off, to be fair, because that's a new feature. I've not seen that before. Pretty cool. Overall, really fond of this. And I think for the price these are at, it's not a bad gun. It's got a decent weight to it. The majority of this is metal. In fact, the only real plastic on here, and it's not awful plastic either, to be honest with you, is this. Bit peeved that's plastic, but not the end of the world for the price. But other than that, this is pretty much all metal, apart from this sort of lower bit of furniture and that fire selector. And I think it's actually a great gun. I think if you got one of these, you'd be really happy with it, certainly for the price it's at. So it's great for things like WW2, it's good for Vietnam. So really, really good gun. Personally, I think I'd get one myself, to be quite honest with you. Simply for playing VitCon, I think it'd be great. Nice change to the AK, to be honest. Anyway, hope you like it. I hope it's a fairly honest review for you. Any thoughts, any questions, let me know in the comments. Cheers, guys.